Angus's feet always warn me of his coming. My women move with delicacy, steps barely whispering through the crushed oyster shells that line the path to our fastness. The monks always come in pairs, scuffing noisily to announce their arrival, as if to avoid any hint of impropriety towards us. I remain, in spite of everything, a queen. But heavy-footed Angus pounds the shells to powder in his eagerness to be with us, to share whatever needs sharing. A successful hunting party on the shores of the loch, a new style of carving freshly arrived from a distant outpost of the Chaldees, a far-off battle whose outcome will touch us not at all. It's all the same to Angus. It breaks the monotony of his days among the women. He chaps at the door, mindful of his place. Ligach walks across, drop spindle in hand, twisting the fleece without pause. She spins her yarn with no apparent attention, her pattern of movement as regular as a tick, only with a more benevolent result. I have sometimes wondered whether she puts it to one side when she takes Angus to her bed. "I think she must," Aoife says. "Not even Ligach can spin on her back." I am too fond of Aoife to comment on her lack of imagination. With an easy movement of her wrist, Ligach's thumb catches the latch and lets the door swing open. Angus's cheeks are pink above the thick russet of his beard, either from the cold March wind or from his haste to give us news. "A boat," he says, "from the far shore." Not the short crossing, that narrow strait between us here on St. Surf's Isle and the sheltered shore by the river mouth. No, Angus means the long way across Loch Leven. It's not as if nobody ever comes over to the monks from that direction, but it's not something that happens every day, or even every week. "And yesterday was St. Patrick's Day," he says quickly, eager to make his point. It's a point that eludes us at first. We exchange looks, faces blank. "Remember?" He's got the wind behind him now, sure that for once he has the higher ground. He moves further into the room, his heavy tread filling the air with puffs of the incense smell of the holy grass, freshly spread only yesterday. "Anya said a holy day would bring danger for the king." Anya's face clears. "Malcolm," she says. "Remember? His men passed on the far side of the loch on their way north. I told you. He was making for Scone to prevent your son being anointed king." Angus nods eagerly. "And I told you he was far too late. By more than half a year." I generally speak softly to Anya, but there are times when even the generosity of long friendship slips. "She did say he wouldn't succeed," Aoife reminds me. "Not then. Not the coronation," Anya continues, serene as she always is when she's convinced she knows a truth none of the rest of us has access to. "But it's not too late for Malcolm to end your son's rule. I said Lolach would lose his throne on a holy day." Like St. Patrick's Day, the unspoken words hanging heavy between us.